twilight settled softly over the forest sanctuary, casting long shadows across the earth. The world was entering a state of rest. Yet, within the heart of the young monk, silence was absent. In its place stood a whirlwind of doubt. He had meditated for years. He had disciplined his mind. But the ultimate riddles of existence, the questions that burned in his gut, refused to be silenced. Compelled by a fierce inner restlessness, he rose and went to the Blessed One. He found the Master sitting quietly beneath the ancient Bodhi tree, his stillness as vast and deep as the night sky. The monk bowed low and took his seat. His chest heaved with the weight of his unspoken thoughts. "Master," he said, his voice trembling slightly, "I have forsaken the comforts of ordinary life to walk this path, and yet my mind finds no peace. There are mysteries you have not clarified, truths you have kept hidden." The Buddha opened his eyes. They were clear, like a mountain lake, holding no judgment, only infinite patience. He simply listened. The disciple leaned in, his desperation visible. "The world debates the origins of all things. Tell me plainly, is the cosmos eternal, or will it one day perish? And tell me, who is the architect of this reality? Who created us?" The question floated into the silence. It is the same question humanity has whispered into the void for eons. Where did this come from? The Master did not answer immediately. He gazed at the anxious student, seeing the knot of confusion, the desperate need for intellectual answers that was choking his spiritual growth. When he finally spoke, his voice was deep, grounding the restless energy in the air. "Monk, did I ever make a covenant with you? Did I ever say, 'Come, become my student, and I will solve the riddle of the universe's creation for you?'" The disciple lowered his head. "No, Master, you never said that." "Then why are you distressed that I do not teach what I never promised? You resemble a man dying of thirst, who refuses to drink from a river until he knows the name of the cloud that brought the rain." The Buddha adjusted his robe, his presence radiating an unshakable calm. "Consider this. Imagine a warrior struck in battle by an arrow soaked in lethal venom. The shaft is buried deep. His life is fading. His loved ones, frantic to save him, summon a surgeon. The surgeon arrives, ready to extract the weapon and bind the wound. But the dying warrior raises a hand and commands, "Wait, do not touch this arrow yet." He insists, "Before you remove this, I must know the name of the archer who shot me. Was he tall or short? Was he a prince or a pauper? I must know the name of his village, the type of wood his bow was carved from, and the kind of bird that provided the feathers. Only when I possess this knowledge will I allow you to save me." The Buddha fixed his gaze on the monk. "Tell me, if that warrior refuses treatment until he has all his answers, what becomes of him?" The disciple whispered, "He perishes, Master. The venom claims him long before he learns the truth." "Precisely," the Buddha replied softly. "Precisely. Monk, you have been pierced by the arrow of sorrow. You endure the sting of birth, of aging, of grief, and of unsatisfied longing. This is the poison circulating in your veins at this very moment. And still, you sit before me demanding, who built this universe? Does it last forever? If I were to tell you a God created it, Would your anger dissolve today? If I told you it has existed for eternity, would your fear of death vanish right now? The disciple fell silent. The tightness in his chest began to unwind. Regardless of your view on the origin of the cosmos, suffering remains right here. There is still decay. There is still pain. There is still the frantic mind spinning its own webs. I do not speak of creation myths, monk, because such knowledge does not lead to liberation. It does not lead to peace. It belongs to the jungle of opinions, the wilderness of speculation. It is merely another concept to cling to. The master extended an open hand, a gesture of total release. I teach only one thing: suffering and the cessation of suffering. The arrow is in your side. The pain is real. Do not ask about the archer. Remove the arrow. A gentle wind stirred the leaves above them. The disciple sat in the fading light. The heavy burden of his questions about the beginning and the end suddenly seemed weightless, useless, like carrying a heavy stone for no reason. He looked at the Buddha, who sat in perfect repose, living the very freedom he taught. There was no secret architect to be found in the heavens. There was only this immediate, raw experience of the now and the silent awareness witnessing it all. The questions melted into the darkness. The disciple inhaled. The disciple exhaled. There was only this. Just this. Rest in this. In the space where no questions remained.